Hello, I'm Ahmet, and I'm making a third-person shooter game in Unreal Engine. Since I was a kid, I always enjoyed single-player shooter games with good stories. The Last of Us series, Uncharted 4, Red Dead Redemption 2 are not only among my favorite games, but they inspired me to pursue a career in game development myself. I haven't decided much about anything about the game, except two things. It'll be a shooter game with third-person view and camera, and it'll be a game that I hopefully enjoy playing myself. So, I've been developing the game for a week now and decided to follow this tutorial for the core gameplay functionality for the most part, because I'll implement things differently wherever I see fit. And as I complete more and more of the game, I'll diverge more and more from the tutorial, making changes that best fit the kind of game that I want to make. For the characters and animations, I'm using assets from the Unreal Marketplace, and I'll probably use assets for the environment and pretty much anything that I see fit. I see that fits well into the game, so I can focus on programming and gameplay. I've been developing the game for a week now, and the first couple of days I worked on setting up the engine and some base C++ classes for the character. I've set up the camera, I've added some basic movement functionality. Then I matched the animations with the movement of the character, which took way longer than I expected. No matter how I tweak, I couldn't get satisfied with how the animations played at the start of the movement and at the stopping of the movement. Eventually, I've gotten the animations for starting movement to work as I want, but I gave up on stopping movement animations as they were beginning to consume serious development time, and it didn't seem to affect the overall feel of the movement. With that out of the way, I've implemented some basic shooting mechanics. The way shooting works is that I added the crosshair first, and then I do two line traces. One from the crosshair location in the screen onto the game world, and the other one is from the barrel to the point in the game world that corresponds to the crosshair location. And for now, I just play impact particles at the first hit point of the line trace from the barrel, but later that point will be important for all kinds of things regarding dealing damage to the enemy, playing certain animations, certain particles, all that. At that point, the characters were still moving forward, but moving sideways, but animating forward. So I added strafing animations and tweaked them until they synced properly with the movement. And then lastly, I set up the source control so that I can track changes to the project, and if anything happens to the computer, I can recover the game from the cloud. For source control, I've chosen to use Perforce because I think it's better supported by Unreal Engine compared to Git. And that's all I've done this week. Hopefully, I'll come back with more progress and more exciting developments next week. Thank you for listening.